Hi, my name is Barry Sterling Mitchell. I produce the Sterling Net Point Power Rankings and the Bias Plus reports. Today is Thursday, May 16th, and this is Ben and Barry on football.
Hello out there, everybody. This is Ben Dickerson. I am your co-host. The official 2024 NFL schedule is now out. Hope you enjoyed watching some of the shows on television that presented the schedule. A lot of interesting things going on. I got to admit, they do a good job for the most part putting these schedules out. A lot of interesting games, a lot of important dates going on. We're going to try to cover as much as we can.
Yeah, we're going to focus on those games that are on special days, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, the international games, the holiday games. We'll go through some of those for you so that you'll see that we won't go too deep. It's funny, Ben. These guys are already talking about, the Super Bowl contenders or
Sure.
win the division. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the wire and people are getting cut and traded left and right. So we kind of know what these teams are going to look like, and we kind of don't know what these teams are going to look like.
Yeah, right. Rookies and undrafted free agents are in camp as we speak.
There's still some conversation. Your prognosis or your theory on the Steelers quarterback situation is that Justin Fields will be starting by mid season.
I think I said mid season to week 10, somewhere in that area.
All right, so I'm already seeing theories about the second or third week.
Oh my God!
If Russell doesn't beat him out or in the tryouts in the preseason.
Oh my God!
They're talking. I've even heard that. There's a real competition. I didn't think there was going to be a real competition. I thought
they didn't make it sound like it was going to be real competition when the moves were made to bring those two guys into the team onto the team.
Right.
They kind of made it seem like they were going to hand it to Russell out of respect. But hey, this stuff is all fluid.
It's all fluid, man. So we shall see. And I thought about it, usually when you have a highly paid professional like Russ, you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and put him in there and everything. But the challenge is he's a highly paid guy by another team.
Right.
Costing them much of nothing. So, it's going to be interesting. All right, we're going to start out. Then if I could speak another language, I would, because we're going to start out with the international. Those guys, man, let me tell you, the push for international by the NFL is pretty much an amazing thing. I think it has something to do with all of the streaming and everything. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So Ben, the way that the NFL is now approaching streaming and things of that nature, I'm thinking that the audience internationally is probably going to have to stream. They might not have Comcast, they might not have Verizon in Germany or in Sao Paulo or whatever. So it's going to be an online situation one way or another. So, but here is the list of games that are going to be played internationally in the 2024 season. We're kicking off the season early in Sao Paulo, Brazil, with the Green Bay Packers and the Eagles. We're going to jump over to London, and I'll let you individually talk about each one of these games, but I'll just go them real quick. We got a London game on October 6th, the Jets and the Vikings. We got an October 13th game with the Jaguars, right?
Right.
And the Bears. I had to look at these logos here. And we have the Patriots and the Jaguars. And then finally, Benny, what do you think about it? Your New York Giants are going to step outside of New York and go play the Panthers. And from what I'm understanding, the Panthers don't have any primetime games, but they didn't mention this. This would be considered a primetime game as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it would not be considered a primetime game as far as I'm concerned. And I'll tell you why. The
Why?
reason that I look very carefully at international games is from a fantasy perspective. Okay. Once the first game begins on Sunday, all fantasy rosters are locked. And these international games, except for the Eagles game, all start at 9:30 a.m. in the United States. So it's very important that you have your fantasy roster in Sunday night or super early Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday morning, Saturday night, or very early Sunday morning. Otherwise, you may be locked out and not be able to make changes going into the 1 o'clock games because they had a game start at 9:30 in the morning.
Okay, all right, all right.
So I'm not saying it's not an important game. I'm just saying prime time as we know it would be in the evening or the night. These games are all early in the morning. Um, I'm going to work my way backwards. Munich, Germany, great. They had a game in Munich, Germany last year, I believe, for the first time. This will be the next one. My New York Giants will play the Carolina Panthers. The only reason I'll be interested in that game is because I'm looking at that as a win. Bam, I'll take that. Now, the one above that comes in October. That would be the New England Patriots, who are still probably going to be on the proverbial struggle bus against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who play overseas almost every year, if not exactly every year, since the international games began, probably because they don't have great home attendance. But yes, they will play the New England Patriots. I look for the Jaguars to be the better team in that one. Obviously, it's way too early to be picking winners, but what the heck? Everybody else is doing it. I'm going to do it too. Now, here's an interesting one. Above that, in London, England. There's three in London, England. Okay. The other London, England game would be the Jacksonville Jaguars again against the Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams, the number one overall pick, and a loaded up offense. This is going to be a heck of a game. That's a game to look forward to. I'm going to be really interested in see how that game goes. And then before that, in the beginning of October, we have the New York Jets against the Minnesota Vikings. The return of Aaron Rodgers is being anticipated by everybody, I'm sure. Again, another pretty loaded up offense, although after looking at them later and seeing how they were graded really high in the draft, I noticed that they didn't do a whole lot of work at wide receiver, but they're pretty good, much improved on their offensive line. Aaron Rodgers will be back. The defense is top notch. The Vikings, it's going to be interesting to see who starts at quarterback there. They could actually start out with Sam Darnold. It depends. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that should be a good game. And the first game should be the best game. We have two NFC contenders in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and that's the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We live in Philadelphia, but we know and are close to several Green Bay Packer fans who live in Philadelphia. There's going to be a lot of back and forth on that one. Very good game, very interesting game, very early in the season. That's week one, actually. So really looking forward to that game.
And from what I understand, it's going to be exclusively on Peacock.
Okay.
So, and that's an evening game, 8:15.
Yes, that is the one evening game. All the others will be in the morning, early, like
So
9:30
could that
in the
be a
morning.
primetime game?
I would consider that one a primetime game, yes.
Okay, all right, good stuff.
And it's on a Friday night,
Much less,
right? Wow.
much less.
Can't get much more prime time than that.
Well, we talked about this game a little bit earlier and about how Eagle fans, I mean, they're known to travel, but
Yes,
they're traveling to Brazil or not, I don't know.
I'm
And
sure they will.
that whole Peacock thing is was an irritant to a lot of people, you know, that don't have it. You know, I don't have it. And so, I'd either be coming to visit you or I'll just wait for the replay. Let's get ready to move on to the next set of games. The Thursday night schedule. Here we go. Now, let's see here. We have every week through week 17. And then they have a wild card at the bottom. I'll just run through them very quickly. Ooh, there's even a Black Friday football game.
Yeah, so I assume Black Friday game will be in place of playing the game on Thursday night.
Yeah, it seems that way. We started out with the Thursday night with the Buffalo Bills and the Dolphins. That sounds like a good one.
I said it's a good division matchup.
Absolutely. Next week, we have another division matchup with the Patriots and the Jets. Don't know if that's going to be a good game or not, but we don't know whether or what shape Aaron Rodgers is going to come back in.
Looks like the
Giants are coming up in the third. What's that? Week 4.
First 5 weeks. First 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First 5 weeks of division matchups.
All division matchups, including my Niners and the Seahawks. But you got the Buccaneers and the Falcons.
Yep.
Week 5. Now, Broncos and the Saints. We have the coach going back to play his old team, Sean Payton.
Right.
On a Thursday night. So that should be interesting. And then you have the Vikings and the Rams, both NFC contenders, I guess. You would call the Vikings a contender. We got people already saying they expect the Rams to win the division. Week 9, we have the old gunslinger versus the new gunslinger.
Ooh.
Week 9, that's October 31st. That's Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween game.
I'll be home. So, nice thing about living in a condo, nobody knocks on your door anymore.
There you go.
If it is, it's the old lady down the hall.
I don't think she'll be trick-or-treating.
I don't think so. Week 10, Bengals and Ravens. Both teams that are supposedly issues for the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to get a chance to bang it out on Thursday night.
I know it's early and I know the season hasn't started yet, but right now, that looks like a barn burner.
That looks like they're going to get it on. Absolutely. Now, you got a division game the next week, Benny, with your Eagles and the Commanders.
The Commanders are a bit of a question mark right now. Again, they drafted Jaden Daniels in the first round. People are kind of assuming that they're going to hand him the keys to the car, but we don't know that for sure. So we're going to have to wait and see on that one. Obviously, the Eagles are going to be a contender. So, we're going to have to wait and see what the Commanders have for us.
Obviously, the Eagles are going to be a contender.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, Benny, week 12. Steelers Browns, another division matchup. By this time, the mystery of who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers should be answered. Don't expect much changes after the week 12, barring injury. And so many people are saying that it's time for Deshaun Watson to play up to his contract. So
it's past time as far as I'm concerned. It was time last season, but he got hurt.
Yes.
So yeah, we need to see something.
Following that, Benny, is not a Thursday, but it's a Black Friday football night, week 13, with the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, a division matchup. Not sure how strong the Raiders are going to be. We expect Kansas City to be on their normal Kansas City, championship road. Yeah. So we'll see how that works out. Then another division matchup the following week with the Packers against the Lions, followed by another division. I guess they're all division matchups, right? No,
Just
not
about.
almost. Between the Rams and the Niners. So that's two Thursday night division games that the Niners will be involved in. One against the Seahawks, and then the other against the Rams. The Browns are coming back again, but this time they're going to take a look at the Bengals, and that's week 16 on the 19th, and then the day after Christmas, week 17, we have two NFC teams, the Seahawks, and we have the Bears. So that should be somehow I think that's going to be an interesting game. And we know that we call the first 4 weeks the second preseason.
Right.
Right. But by this time in the 26th, everybody should be settled in, man. They're
I would think so.
but they ain't. So that's going to be the interesting thing. And then they have an exclusive wild card game that'll be determined. So what do you got on this so far?
The great thing about this is, and again, I know it's early, but right now, this looked like Thursday night. They worked really hard to get us some really good matchups on Thursday night, because I've heard people say they don't even watch Thursday night football.
Really?
They said the teams always stink, the games stink, they don't have good matchups, they put bad teams on Thursday night. I've heard all kinds of stuff, but I can see by the list we have here that they went out of their way to make sure that they had the majority of division matchups. So that kind of escalates things a little bit right there. Okay. And then it turns out that a lot of these matchups are going to be really, really good ones. So we got a little Thursday night football revival going on. Thursday night football looks like it's going to mean something.
That's interesting that you say that about Thursday night football, because I never felt that way.
I never did either.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of understand where people were coming from. Like, there's been times on Thursday night when it's funny. A lot of the games turned out to be really good games.
Well,
but you're always catching somebody on a short week. Preparation time is not always great. So sometimes the games weren't really, really good. But sometimes they were.
In a lot of cases, people say, the team isn't that great, right?
Yeah, I don't want to see that team.
So, but they're not really football fans as far as I'm concerned.
I knew you were going to say that, and I was getting ready to say the same thing. We live in Philadelphia. So Philadelphia is full of Philadelphia Eagles fans, but it ain't full of a lot of football fans. There's people in this city who only watch the Eagles and watch the Cowboys to see if they lose. That's all.
The Cowboys, I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's
what I found in many cases is you might have two teams that might not be at the top of the realm.
Right.
But they're kind of evenly matched.
Right.
So you have a good game.
Right. And they are on prime time because they're the only game going on at the time. And you got players that might be looking to move, so they want to put stuff on tape. You got all kinds of circumstances that end up making it be a good game. So yeah.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there for sure, for sure. All right. How about Sunday night? Let's take a look here. Well, let's see. The Sunday night schedule. We already talked about the international games that'll be on during the day. The kickoff game is the Ravens and the Chiefs. Have you seen the response from Kelsey, the tight end for the Chiefs? And he was saying that he likes having the teams with the biggest contenders, the potential contenders early on, as opposed to later in the season. So he actually likes this. People were complaining like, oh, they're going to put the big matchup on like right off the bat. Is that fair or whatever? So
what do you mean? Why would you not want to see a great matchup on the very first game of the season?
Well, again, you'd have to listen to the guys on TV who said it. I mean, the bottom line is, they'll find something to complain about. So
and that's actually a Thursday night, first game of the season. Yeah.
That's a Thursday night?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, they got it listed with the Sunday night games.
I
But
don't
that's
know
the
why.
kickoff game. Right.
Yep.
And then
First
you
game
got
of the
the Bill
season.
game. So I guess the Sunday night games start here with week 1, where you
Right.
have the Rams and the Panthers. Week 2, the Bears and the Texans. That's number 1 quarterback versus last year's number 2 quarterback that we thought should be number 1,
Yep.
who played like a number 1. Then you got the Chiefs and the Falcons. So we'll get a chance to see Kirk Cousins in play with the Falcons against the Chiefs. The Bills and the Ravens in week 4. Again, knocking heads, getting ready for whoever's going to try to take that mantle from the Chiefs. Steelers and Cowboys, that's a traditional game. That's, they've been banging heads for forever. Bengals and your New York Giants. You want me to stop there for a second? What you got for them Bengals?
Not really. I mean, happy to be on Sunday night. Happy to be at home. Other than that, I got my fingers crossed.
All right. Week 7, Jets and Steelers. All right. Well, we don't know what to expect from the Jets. We don't know what to expect from the Steelers at this point. I'm going to put it like that. Week 8, those Cowboys play my Niners. Week 9, Eagles. I keep wanting to say Panthers. Jaguars, right?
Right.
Eagles, Jaguars. Okay. That's the former Eagle coach.
Yep.
All right. And we got the Lions and the Texans. That could
Good
be
game.
yeah.
That's going to be a game.
Looking
That's going to be fireworks in that game. A lot of scoring.
Week 11, Colts and the Jets.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay. That's one way to put it. Week 12, Eagles, Rams.
Very interesting.
Extremely interesting. And then they threw in Thanksgiving night. Dolphins, Packers.
I don't even know what to say about the Dolphins right now. I'm a little at a loss for words as far as Miami's concerned. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay.
I would hope that I would be able to have something positive, negative, or in between to say about every team. But the Dolphins are a bit of a mystery to me right now.
All right. All right. Week 13. Oh, my goodness. Look at this week 13 matchup.
Okay.
Niners, Bills. Okay. All right.
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo. And week 13, it's going to be cold. I mean,
Probably.
it's cold in San Fran, so.
Yeah, that's no big deal for y'all.
Week 14, Harbaugh gets a shot at the Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
Oh, by that time, he's well ingratiated into the NFL schedule and the routines and everything. So we'll get a chance to see just how far he's brought the Chargers since he got there. All right, week 15, Packers, Seahawks. Week 16, Texans, Chiefs.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. Now, there's 2 games on week 16. We got the Bucks and the Cowboys.
Oh, wait. This is Sunday night, right?
Sunday night.
Sunday night doubleheader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On week 17, you got the Dolphins and the Browns, both of which we have questions about. And week 18 is to be determined.
Okay.
They like to leave a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, so you can flex somebody in or out.
Flex scheduling going on there. Nothing wrong with that at all. All righty. We did Thursday. We did Sunday. Are we ready for what? Monday?
Monday Night Football.
Dun, 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 dun. The Monday night schedule. Week 1, Jets, Niners. Week 2, Falcons, Eagles. Week 3, that the Jaguars, Bills, and that's a doubleheader. So we also have the Washington football team and the Bengals. We next week we have another doubleheader. Looks like we got the Titans and the Dolphins. The Titans. You know, what's the Titans team going to look like without Derrick Henry?
Tony Pollard.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
Big change.
Big change there. We have the Seahawks and the Lions as a doubleheader that night. Next week we got the Saints and the Chiefs, followed by the Bills and the Jets.
Division.
Got the Ravens and the Bucks and the Chargers and the
Hey, there's the Cardinals.
yeah,
Haven't talked about them at all.
I know, and that's a doubleheader. Week 7, October 21st. Your Giants are coming up against those Steelers, Benny.
We can take them.
You can take them. What quarterback you gonna take them with?
Daniel Jones.
DJ, okay. Danny Dimes. Then we have the Bucks and the Chiefs. We then have the Dolphins and the Rams, the Texans and the Cowboys.
Battle of Texas.
Battle of Texas, yeah. The Ravens and the Chargers. That'll be interesting. We'll see how Harbaugh defends Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's the Harbaugh Bowl.
Harbaugh.
Well, that's hard to say. Harbaugh Bowl.
Okay. Then you got your Browns and your Broncos. You got your Bengals and your Cowboys following that on December 9th. December 16th, another doubleheader with the Bears and the Vikings.
Division.
And the Falcons and the Raiders. Following that, a couple days before Christmas, Saints, Packers. And then December 30th, the Lions and my 49ers.
Ooh, your defense will be tested.
Yes, they will. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And then we have a January 4th. They have it listed as a doubleheader, but I guess it's to be advised to be determined doubleheader.
Okay.
So there you go. Any particular words you got for the Monday night schedule?
No, looks pretty good. I tell you what, though, that Sunday night schedule almost looks better than the Monday night schedule as a whole. Okay. But we do get to see a couple of teams in prime time that we ordinarily wouldn't get to see. The Cardinals got that game with the Chargers. The Titans had the game with the Dolphins. I'm sorry, did I say Titans? The Titans have a game with the Dolphins.
Right.
That may be their only primetime look. Cardinals have the game with the Chargers. That's their only primetime look. Buccaneers are up twice, and I think they had a Sunday night also. We get to see the Saints a couple of times. So everybody's going to be represented pretty much in the prime time, except for the Carolina Panthers.
Except for the Panthers. They got the international game.
They do have the international game on a Sunday morning.
All right. Well, that'll be interesting for the young buck, I'm telling you. Oh, man. Awesome, awesome. Now, Benny, I think there's only really 1 or 2 games left. Did we talk about Christmas Day yet?
I don't think so. Who's playing Christmas Day?
Is that a Wednesday?
I put my calendar away. I don't know. Is it?
Says Wednesday on this?
Whoa, there you go. Wednesday. Christmas Day, doubleheader. Wednesday football. What's going on, man?
I don't know, but we're gonna have to figure out when we're gonna record. We got
NFL is branching out. We might have to do the show on Tuesday night. Tough on the editors.
Yeah, tough one. The guy who has to put together the power rankings for sure. Holy
man, you better have plenty of coffee that week.
You know, because I don't normally get, we figure nothing pops on Tuesday for the most part. Monday night, right? That's when I do all my gathering of information. So, but any event, we will be treated to a doubleheader. The Chiefs and the Steelers at 1, and the Ravens and the Texans. Oh, live on Netflix. Now I have Netflix. You have Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, so
And that second game is a 4:30 game, so that's good. So it won't be real late. I like that. That's good. That's nice. Two good matchups. Well, one really good matchup and one that we're not sure about. Either
yeah.
way, either way, I got football on Christmas Day, baby. So I'm happy. Man, what's the NBA going to do?
That's the question.
Yeah,
And
they used to have Christmas Day to themselves, didn't they?
people are talking about the NFL intruding in on the NBA like this, just
Ah,
just like pushing their way into their normal,
yeah.
schedule thing. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. But football first. That's the way I look at it.
That's the way I look at it too.
That's the way I look at it. Um, the only time it didn't come first, I have to admit, Benny, when I'm watching the UFL versus the NBA playoffs. I got to go with
Oh yeah, well you can't. Yeah,
that. That pretty much wraps up all the 2024 groupings based on the days of the week and the holidays and the special international days. We've covered all of that.
excellent.
I'm pretty much done. Do you have anything that you really want to talk about?
Just some little tidbits. Obviously, if we were going to talk about strength of schedule, that would take way, way too long. I will just say that using some real smart person's metrics, supposedly the Atlanta Falcons have the easiest projected schedule, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have the hardest. Now, I will say this about the Steelers, and I don't have their schedule right in front of me. But when I was watching the show last night, when they released the schedules, the last half of the Steelers' season is a freaking minefield. All their division games are at the back half,
Oh my,
and the AFC North is already a war zone.
yeah.
They play the Browns twice. They play the Bengals twice, I think. For sure, I know they play the Ravens twice. That's like their last 7 games.
Oh my
That's their
goodness.
last 6 games. And I think they play the Chiefs snuggled in there somewhere. It's crazy.
I think
It's
that's one of the
crazy.
reasons people began to speculate that Justin Fields might be
He might be the quarterback by then.
because with the teams that they have to compete against, they might just take the most athletic quarterback and try to turn them loose a little bit and see what they can. But it
Again,
depends
it
on
all
the
depends
job.
on Russ, man. It all depends on Russ
Yeah, it
and
depends.
how he looks early on. The Jets, interesting tidbit. The Jets are the first team in NFL history to receive 6 primetime games in the first 11 weeks of the season. So I doubt if anybody was counting while we were going through some of those primetime games. But we did say the New York Jets 6 times. Niners in week 1, Patriots in week 3. Oh, Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Monday night again against the Bills, Sunday night against the Steelers, Thursday night against the Texans, and Sunday night again against the Colts. So yeah, the Jets are going to be on TV a lot. And again, it has everything to do with Aaron Rodgers and that defense. So people are interested in the Jets. The Niners have actually the most primetime games this season. They have 6. The Cowboys also have 6, and we just said the Jets have 6. The teams with the fewest primetime games, again, we mentioned the Panthers have 0. The Colts only have 1. Patriots 1, Cardinals 1, Titans 1. Teams with 3 straight home games, which really only matters to fans of those teams. The Cardinals, the Falcons, the Bears, the Browns, they're going to need a nice little home stand, most likely all those teams. So 3 home games in a row is big time for them. Chargers, Vikings, Jets are in there too. The teams with 3 straight road games, if you're a fan of these teams, that might give you a little trepidation. The Bills, the Bears, the Browns, and the Vikings all have 3 road games in a row somewhere during their season. And teams that start off the season on the road 2 weeks in a row. Oof, poor Raiders. Raiders, Rams, Jets, and Steelers. Man, the Steelers are really getting the bed into the stick here, man. It's going to be tough for them boys. I'm telling you, it's going to be tough. So, yeah, that's the other most interesting stuff that I could see as far as the schedule was concerned.
I'll close it out with this, Benny.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to your New York Giants on their 100th season.
Yeah.
100 seasons, man. That's some old school football there. And you guys will be featured on Hard Knocks, your show.
Boo.
So,
one good thing, there's 2 Hard Knock shows now.
yeah, in season
and preseason. So we got the preseason one. So I'm not going to be too mad about that.
But you like
I don't
Hard
know.
Knocks.
I like the show. I don't want to see my team on it. But you know what? It is what it is, man.
There you go.
It'll give me some nice insight on the coaching, mostly day ball, how they treat the rookies. Malik Neighbors, I'm sure, will be featured. I'm sure Daniel Jones will be featured. It'll be interesting.
All right. Well, then let's lock it up with this, Benny. Go Yankees.
Go Yankees. Let's go. Let's go. Them boys is hitting.
They're knocking it out the park.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the Phillies. Sheesh.
Okay.
Phillies is balling.
Okay. All right. There's a little bit of baseball stuff. All right, Benny. Again, our motto is hashtag is football is life. Our website is www.benandbarryonfootball.com. If you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the like bell and all of that kind of good stuff, or vice versa. And tune in next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace out.